How are you?
The guy who set it up?
Good, thank
The guy who set that up.
All right, let's rock and roll. You ready? Hi. Okay. Honorable Mr. Nardi is your first. Welcome. I want to welcome you to the Rye Town Board. Congratulations on your election. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
You know, I've been always wanted to have a 21st century man with a ponytail up here a long time. So you're gonna add a little bit of pizzazz to the board. Would you lead us in the pledge, please?
Sure. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, bless this assemblage. Grant us the wisdom to make our every decision fair-minded and in the best interest for all its residents. I kindly ask everyone to please remain standing and keep the Salanitro family in your prayers. The father of Rye Town Park Commission member, Benny Salanitro, his father, Benny, has passed away. I thank you.
I'd just like to add my condolences to the Salanitro family. I didn't know Commissioner Salanitro's father, but Commissioner Salanitro is a terrific man and human being, and I'm confident that his father was just the same, so just wanted to add my condolences. I think it was happened fairly suddenly, and so I know the family's grieving. Okay, well, look, I also like to, again, formally welcome Councilman Nardi. Looking forward to having you working with us.
Thank you.
We're going to make a little presentation tonight, talk about some of the successes over the last several years, and we're looking forward to having you join us and contribute to that success.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you so much. Okay, we're starting right off with the presentations.
I don't think we have any.
Okay, we'll get to the presentations. Let me go to the minutes. We're going to try and get through things relatively quickly tonight. We've got a lot of designations. I think I'm going to stipulate, Town Attorney Noto, resolutions A through Z, and we'll name who's being named, but we'll or most of all the appointments we'll do in one fell swoop, naming who they are.
Just as long as you name everybody.
Yep, we'll name everybody.
Sure.
But before we get to that, can I get a motion to approve any questions on the minutes from December 17th? Can I get a motion to approve the minutes December 17th?
moved.
And a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, Mr. Nardi, right there, right in there, getting us going. Beautiful. Everybody in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay, terrific. Comments from the public. I saw Goldie on Sunday. I hope she's doing well. I know she's been missing some of these meetings. Maybe the early start we missed her. Any other comments from the public? Okay, terrific. All right, we're going to try and set a record here. So, Mr. Nardi, we're all business. So, we're going to have a number of resolutions where we designate different people and things. Our official banks, Mr. Nowotnik, are that we're going to designate?
Your official banks.
They're written down on.
Bank, J.P. Morgan Chase, Hudson Valley Bank, Customers First Bank.
Actually, once you go up to the microphone, and thank you. Actually, sorry.
Okay.
Thank you.
Otherwise, I'll read them.
Yep.
Okay. TD Bank, J.P. Morgan Chase, Hudson Valley Bank, Wells Fargo, M&T Bank, and Customer First Bank.
Okay, those are the custodial agreements.
Right, okay. TD Bank, J.P. Morgan Chase, Hudson Valley Bank, and Customer First Bank, and Webster Bank.
Official newspapers for publication.
Journal News, Westmore News, and the Rye Sound Shore Review.
Mileage allowance.
Mileage allowance is 56 cents per mile as per the IRS rules.
Dates for monthly meetings are the third Tuesday of every month. Now, I'm just looking forward to February. I think I may be away, but soon to be a reappointed Deputy Supervisor Villanova. Are you I think you're competent to handle that?
I can handle
You
it.
think you'll, the town, not like the governor from South Carolina, I'm forewarning people that I won't be here on the February 18th. By the way, that's school vacation though for everybody. Are we going to have a quorum, Mr. Nioras or Mr. Villanova, Mr. Nardi? Is anybody going to be traveling that week? That is the week of school vacation.
Your President's
Is everybody
Day
gonna be
is that
around?
Monday.
Councilman Nioras, yeah?
Probably.
Okay. All right, if there's any change, we can do that. So, all right, so we're talking about the third Tuesday for the monthly meetings. Delegates for the associations of town meetings, that's usually...
Anthony Provenzano and Court Clerk Ann Capisi is the alternate.
Oh, you're not going this year?
No,
All
I
right.
won't be
You
going.
sure?
no, I have to be in my office.
All right, okay. Appoint confidential secretary to the supervisor. Does anybody want to question that before we... Sorry. I couldn't. That's Mr. Nowotnik. Actually, by the way, let me stop and say that we joke around a lot, but and everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, but no one works harder on behalf of the constituents of the town of Rye. No one works harder for the town of Rye than Mr. Nowotnik. I want to thank you for your hard work over these last 6 years. I think the first year we gave you some sort of plaque, and we've moved away from that, but I did want to take this time to thank you for your hard work.
I still have it in the office.
But I did want to thank you so for your hard work, because I know you're very much committed to this. And are you the Director of Purchasing?
I am also Director of Purchasing if you choose to reappoint me.
Okay, we will. Town Attorney. Sorry. Well, this reminds me of when my son came to work for me, and I said, I'm going to give you your performance review. I said, why didn't I do this for the last 30 years? Again, let me as those viewing from home have seen, every now and then, Mr. Noda and I will go at it, but that's only to the benefit of the town. No one's worked harder for the town and given me better advice than Town Attorney Noto. He's tenacious and making sure we do the right thing and keeping me on the right track.
Sometimes you take it, sometimes you don't.
And sometimes a few choice words, but I can't thank Mr. Noto for, again, his dedication and commitment to the town, to hard work, and his sage advice, and I very much appreciate. So we're going to reappoint Town Attorney Noto. Town Controller Burns, we were touch and go there for a while. He was thinking of leaving the A-team, but I'm thrilled that we were able to convince him. He's one of the holdovers from the previous administration. He's worked diligently for us every day. Again, the town benefits from all your hard work. Mr. Burns, I want to thank you and really put in a whole bunch of new systems and oversight, and I want to thank you very much for all your hard work. And I'm really thrilled that you decided to stand with us. So thank you so much. Town Accountant, Mr. Terenzi, he's not here tonight, but again, Town Accountant Terenzi, by the way, Bishop, did you ever get in touch with him? Did you let him know?
Yes, he's awaiting a text.
Okay, good. So let me publicly thank Town Accountant Terenzi for all his hard work. He brings years of municipal finance experience to the town, and we greatly benefit from his sure hands and from his hard work, and I want to thank him.
Right, a point of clarification, just so we understand.
Oh,
the agreement is actually with Severio Terenzi and Associates, CPA PC, which is his accounting firm.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Registrar of Vital Statistics.
Hope Vespia.
All right.
Once again.
Well, as long as I'm, no one makes the town look better than Town Clerk Vespia. Everyone that walks into that office is glad that they did, is well served, and no one makes us look better than Town Clerk Vespia. Along with our collector of taxes, the Honorable Mr. Mecca. The two of them have served the town well for I'm not even going to say how many years, but they're the face of the town, and again, absolutely fantastic public servants, absolutely fantastic in the way they serve the public, and no one comes back and gives us more feedback than both of you. So I want to thank both of you for all your hard work and what you do for the town. Records Management Officer, is that you as well?
Right.
Okay. Marriage officers, who's marrying, who's providing the love for the town?
Well,
or our love
There's
doctors?
a few of us.
Marriage officers are Supervisor Joe Carvin.
Oh, I'm still, I've done
Confidential
my first one.
Secretary to the Town Supervisor Bishop Nowotnik, Councilperson Christina Collins, and Town Clerk Hope Vespia.
Wonderful, thank you. Town Prosecutor, Deputy Attorney.
Martha Sokol McCarty.
Martha McCarty's here. Thank you so much for joining us again. Wonderful Rye Neck addition to the town. We're trying to serve all our three. And Ms. McCarty, I think Town Attorney Noto brought you in 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago? 4 years ago. Wow, 4 years ago. How time flies. And again, we can't thank you enough for your diligent service. I know you've worked very well on the Rye Town Park Commission as well, Capital Committee. That's been a big boost to the committee. So you're going over and above beyond the call of duty, and I can't thank you enough for all you're doing for us. And Town Attorney Notice has nothing but sing your praises all the time. So thank you so much. Thank you, Martha. Court Bailiffs.
Michael O'Connor.
Yep.
Being reappointed.
Wonderful. He's been with us from the beginning. Again, a diligent service provided to the community, and Mike's as solid as they come. Civil officers.
All right, we have Alan Steve Carroll, Dean DeLeo, Scott Sprague, and Ernest Tagano being reappointed as civil officers.
Again, in a terrific group. I don't know, Deputy Supervisor Villanova, you want to say something
right.
here?
Yeah,
Please.
Just going to add here that Ernest Tagani has offered to be ultimately the director of the civil officers for a one-year trial. The no compensation, ultimately, is going to work with the courts to make sure that all the civil officers have the proper training and scheduling. So that's another person, someone volunteered and wanted to step up, so I think that was great too. So I checked pretty much with everyone here, and they're all still want to be active, and they've been active both here and in other communities, so I know that they're a good asset.
Great, thank you, Deputy Supervisor Villanova. The member of the Board of Assessment Review.
Jennifer Beanstalk Cohen.
And why don't you again? I know you were very helpful in identifying this woman.
We obviously spoke with, and what we try to do is have some good balance and complement and represent all of the
Rye-Neck's taken over, I think.
Residents throughout the town of Rye. And ultimately, as the supervisor just mentioned, Jennifer is from the Rye-Neck section of Mamaroneck, and definitely represents the town of Rye well. She is very well-read and accomplished woman, and would be a great asset to the town.
Wonderful. And actually, just to be clear, that particular appointment, I think, was for Rye-Neck, correct?
It was.
Yeah.
Yes, that was replacing Kevin
Exactly.
O'Shea.
Right. Rye Town Park Commission, again, Commissioner Salinitro, again, our heart goes out to him and his family today. No one served us better. He's an engineer. He probably is the strongest contributor to that commission. It's a very good board, I think, and no one contributes more than Commissioner Salinitro, and we're going to reappoint him, thankfully. New York State Retirement Town Council members.
All right, this is to establish a standard work schedule for elected officials for the purposes of determining the number of days worked for the retirement system. And the town has established 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, as the standard work schedule for the town council members.
Does that include me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and then appointed officials?
Same scenario there. Again, 3 hours a day, 5 days a week as the standard work schedule for the town attorney, the town controller. Frankly, it also applies, I think, to the town justices.
Perfect. And program administrator?
That is an outside contract, and I think you want to vote on that separately.
Why?
Because I think you have do they have a contract document there?
For,
Well, there's two.
For Mr. Arcaro?
right, we have a contract for Mr.
I don't know.
Arcaro, also
do-
for Mr.
No?
I mean,
No,
unless
we're just going to read the...
Oh, okay, fine.
And then we had a
Well,
follow-up.
then that's Greg Arcaro, who is the program administrator, and David Thomas, who also supplements our community relations and park administration.
And this issue in your office, correct?
Right.
And so, well, again, let me thank Mr. Arcaro, our ombudsman. He's the happy side of the central office. And he's, again, a real credit to our community, real credit to the town board. He really stopped gaps, works with us a number of projects, including the Model American Community Project. And he works very closely with Dave Thomas, again, who's terrific to have. He's our technician. He's responsible for the website, computer.
He's
our computer genius. He keeps trying to get us more organized and more efficient, and he's having a tough time with me in that regard. But he's made numerous contributions to the town across the board in terms of really making us more efficient. So I'm thrilled to have Mr. Arcaro re-up. And I remember at Get Smart, there was Mr. Nice. Do you remember Mr. Nice and Get Smart anyway? I think Mr. Arcaro is Mr. Nice. He puts up with a lot from me. And then Mr. Thomas, both terrific additions. So I think then the fuel tank installation will leave. Mr. Nardi, I think we'll be finished this in record time tonight. You don't get spoiled tonight because you'll think they're all going to be like. So I'd like to, unless there's objection, have the board vote on resolutions A through W. As everybody on the board knows, except for you perhaps, Mr. Nardi, once every 2 years you reappoint these positions. We've got a terrific team in place, as we've heard, hopefully, and we'll continue to move forward with this team. And again, I couldn't be more proud of the team and thank them for all the hard work. They do put up with a lot. It's probably an administration that pushes hard, and again, I'd like to thank the town and the team, because there's been a lot of uncertainty, town dissolution, moves, and all those things, and basically people have really weathered the storm, worked hard, come committed every day. It snows 6 inches, 10 inches, 12 inches, 36 inches. I can't keep them away from the office, and got to send them home. So I can't thank everybody for enough. And unless anybody on the board has any questions, I'd like to get a motion to approve A through W.
I would be in
Please.
favor of that, but just one thing, hope when you make the official record, if any of these positions here come with a compensation, just include the compensation, obviously, that's been previously approved in the budget.
I do have the long form for every
Perfect.
resolution here, and they're open to the public, and
Thank you.
everything's in the budget also,
Okay,
with
so-
for the.
So Tom,
Everything, yep.
just so you know, for all of these positions here, they come with a compensation. The compensation is determined by the budget.
Okay.
So the budget determines what these people are.
Well,
Not
there's
every-
money allocated
there's money
by the budget.
allocated. Whether or
In the
not
budget,
they
yeah.
receive that money, that's up to, really the board. But
our budget this year is $3.4 million. I'm very hopeful, Mr. Nowotnik, that we won't spend the full $3.4 million, but they're adequately covered. You're absolutely correct.
right, and then there's other positions here that have no compensation.
Right.
Okay.
Wherever there's compensation, it's in the budget.
Good. Can I get a motion to approve resolutions A through W?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay. Cope, would you call the roll? Because it's...
Sure. Collins, Nardi,
Yes.
Nioras,
Aye.
Villanova,
Yes.
Carvin.
Yes, and I'd just like to say, again, tonight's meeting is a snowed-out meeting. We were supposed to meet last Tuesday, and Councilwoman Collins had previous obligation tonight when she let us know well ahead of time that she wouldn't be able to join us. She's driving back from a business obligation in Boston. Okay, fuel tank installation for Caretaker Cottage, Mr. Nowotnik. In fact, can we get both these gas line as well at the same time? Or
No, they're two
All right,
separate
all right.
two separate items.
All right.
Basically, the Caretaker's Cottage was built back in the 20s. The fuel tank is in the basement of that cottage. It is the original fuel tank, so you can imagine it's about 75 years old, long past its life. It began to leak from the bottom. It rusted out from the bottom.
And what's the cost?
Well, we got 3 bids on it. The high bid was $4,600, and the low bid was $2,600. The low bidder in this case was Westmore Fuel. And we're recommending Westmore Fuel put the tank in.
And we're approving that as well?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, any questions for Mr. Nowotnik?
No.
A motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Aye.
Hope, call the roll, please.
Collins, Nardi,
Aye.
Nioras,
Aye.
Villanova,
Yes.
Carvin.
Yes. All right, our famous gas line replacement headache.
Yes, all right. Well, this hopefully will be the last piece. This doesn't really cost you any money, per se. What has happened here is that the Village of Rybrook, in order to be able to guarantee that their road opening will be repaired properly, is insisting that the property owner, in this case the town, warrant and guarantee that the road will in fact be repaired according to the specifications laid out in the resolution. All right. Our job is to stay on top of Con Edison because that's really their obligation. They are the ones that are actually doing the work, extending the gas line from the Betsy Brown Road, dead end, if you will, and we just have to make sure that they repair the opening properly. And again,
So, yeah, this is
the Village of
basically-
Rybrook will not release the permit
As
unless we agree.
Con Ed said they'll pick up the cost?
Yes, Con Ed has indicated.
you.
Con Ed has indicated in a meeting with Michael Nowak, who is the
Yep.
village engineer, and myself, along with Robeson Plumbing, that they will in fact, comply with the regulations.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Nowotnik?
No.
Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, call the roll, please.
Collins, Nardi,
Yes.
Nioras,
Aye.
Villanova,
Yes.
Carvin.
Yes. Okay, Resolution Z, I'm going to save because we're going to go to executive session, so I'm going to come back to that. In terms of, Assessor, do you have any reports for the public?
Just a couple of minor
Yep,
things.
sure, thank you. Thanks, Denise.
One thing, good news to report, there is another cert case, Paningo Properties. They've withdrawn, they were filing for years 2010 through 2013.
Who was that?
Paningo Properties.
Great.
It's an 8-unit apartment building, currently assessed at $1,150,000, so they're withdrawing that case.
Great.
The other thing is the assessment department is in the middle of the senior exemption renewals, the enhanced star. So any seniors out there should be looking to bring in their income tax returns, the appropriate tax returns. They should have gotten the renewal in the mail, so that is in process.
Now, people that didn't apply for their exemption for this year, can they apply next year, or did you lose it forever?
The ones who did not register for Basic Star?
Yeah.
If we haven't gotten the list from the state who has not registered to be taken off the roll yet, when we get that list, we would take them off the roll. They would still have an opportunity to appeal it. But
Okay.
if there seems to be always an appeal process in this.
Oh, good. Well, would you remind me, because I completely forgot to do that.
Actually, they extended the deadline
Oh, they did?
indefinitely. So.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you, dear Lord.
So
All right.
I will definitely remind you.
Would you remind me, please?
Yes.
If you think of it? Oh, good. That's good for the people to know at home as well.
Yes, so the process is
I'm sure I'm not the only one.
going on. And the last thing is just that Westchester, the sales of homes in Westchester is up by approximately 21%, which is good news.
With the sales,
The sales,
not the value.
The number
number
of
of sales.
sales is up 21%. The median sales price is up approximately 4%.
To what? What's the median sale price? That's great for our revenues, then, huh?
It is.
Our mortgage tax revenues come back.
We hope seen an increase.
Well, they have to, right?
It rose from 587,000 in 2012 to 610 in 2013.
That should have a big
Wow,
impact on
that's
us.
great.
We got to keep a close eye on the town. If it's 21% increase in sales,
the
no?
number of sales will bring in your mortgage.
Yeah, that's right.
recording tax,
Yeah, 'cause every time there's the sales, right? Town attorney, no, you do those closings.
Portchester or the Town of Rye has seen a 21% increase in sales.
No, but hold on. Okay.
Countywide.
But
Do you have any numbers for the town?
I'm
No,
sorry.
not
I think I don't think that the supervisor's wrong. I think the supervisor's, like most times when we discuss things, the town of Rye, if you take the whole town of Rye as a whole, it's a very diverse, it's a cross-section of our country. It's a cross-section of the state. And so if there's something that's happening somewhere, you can find it happening in the town of Rye. And the town of Rye is not only Portchester, it's Rye Brook, and it's also the Rye neck section of Mamaroneck. So I'd just say, let's keep positive on this, and hopefully that good stuff comes our way.
Beautiful. Great. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Thanks so much. Okay. Mr. Burns?
No additional.
No addition. Wonderful. Thank you so much, and thanks for your hard work, and thanks for staying on. The Honorable Mr. Mecca.
That's the thing with the state.
Honorable Mr. Carvin, members of the Town Council, Nicholas Mecca, 45 Alto Avenue, Portchester. I have the distinction of being the receiver of taxes for the Town of Rye, and one of my duties, of course, is to collect tax. This week we are in the final collecting of school taxes, so anybody who is responsible for their taxes must get the payment in here or postmarked by the post office by Friday. Otherwise, there is a 10% penalty.
Yeah, listen, people at home,
Very
listen to this.
important,
Yeah,
yes.
listen to this. This is the big one.
On the back of your bill, it explains the penalty schedule. We have many people coming in who say, oh, well, February, I'm not going to pay any penalty. But that is erroneous because it says December and January, no penalty for second half. February and March, 10% for either half. So you're facing a substantial amount of money. This fellow that I have here, his would be $369 penalty. So this is very important to watch that very carefully. And right behind that in February, you have the Village of Rye Brook village tax for anyone that is responsible for their own. If you have a mortgage or if you have a company that takes care of it, they will pay the bill. You don't have to worry about that. But one other point I want to bring to everyone's attention. If for some reason your mortgage company or bank is no longer paying your taxes, we must be informed, because they will not call and say, we're not covering this homeowner anymore. You must call us, contact us, and tell us that you, going forward, will be responsible for your taxes. Otherwise, you can, again, become delinquent. And we found that through the last few years, and this, checking delinquents, that this was the case, that the people did not inform us, and the banks don't do a thing about it. So that's another very important point.
Yeah, we make a lot of money on the penalty interest. We don't want to make that money. And I think the other way to express it is you are always responsible for your taxes.
Absolutely.
Whether they be paid through the bank or yourself, you are always responsible. So please be careful. We don't want that money. We don't want that money to contribute.
No, we
to the
want
town
what's
coffers.
budgeted.
Exactly.
Because everybody's ready to work with that kind of money, the schools, the villages, the town itself.
Yep.
So we don't want anything extra from a penalty point of view. So please, everyone, be diligent, okay?
Thank you so much.
Any
Thanks again.
questions? No?
Thanks for all your hard work,
Okay.
Mr. Mecca. Thank you. Town Clerk Vespia.
Okay. I submitted my report, and
Yep.
it's self-explanatory. However, on the in your packet, there's the information about the 2014 training school and annual meeting, and there's some resolutions that are going to be voted on, and Judge Provenzano is the delegate and Ann Capisi the alternate. And if you want to look over the resolutions and have any input, you could get in touch with me or with the judge and give them your how you would express how you would like him to vote on behalf of the town.
Reform the real property tax system. No, thank you very much. That's very helpful, and we'll take a look at this. Any questions for Town Clerk Vespia on this?
No.
One thing, I don't know why they always have this event in the middle of the school holiday.
I don't know.
So anyway, thank you, Town Clerk Vespia. Anything else?
No.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Town Attorney Noto.
No, nothing to report.
No, well, you didn't. No. I need my in-rem update. How are we doing? How many
I was
properties?
just going over that with
Yeah.
Mr. Burns. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 unpaid. So it
Wow.
looks like one property's being sold. So it looks like we could take title to five properties.
And when will we know that?
I would probably be making a motion in a week or two, but it won't be returnable till sometime in March, so it would be probably in March, late March.
And again, have we been in touch with these people?
Oh, constantly,
And we talking to them?
all the time.
Again, the people at home,
I should
mean,
say that there are some that I've not heard from on this list at all. Others, one has said they voluntarily moved out, they're basically
abandon the property.
Yeah, they're walking away.
Wow.
So-
Why would they do that? How much is the property worth?
On this one, 224.8,
220. They're walking away from $224,000. How much do they owe us?
53.5. It's a lot.
That's $150,000.
I know.
Well, again, we.
They're not living there either. I mean, they're not.
Okay,
there's
well,
no one in the property. But these other properties, I haven't heard from some people. So it is what it is.
Well, just again, for the people at home last year, you'll remember there was a party who paid an extra $100,000, right? If they had paid on time, they would have saved $100,000. We don't have any choice here. We want to work with you, and in fact, that party would have lost their home and a further $200,000 to $300,000 in value if we hadn't worked with her. But anyway, I'm waiting for your movie on this, Mr. Because it's sort of inexplicable.
No, Mr. Mecca gets it too.
Yeah, Mr. Mecca. I mean,
Yeah.
would we just again? Can we make every effort to reach out to the?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a few commercial properties.
Mostly, these are mostly commercial.
Oh, really?
Contacted us.
Yeah,
Commercial?
yeah.
Aren't they have businesses in there?
I don't know.
All right. Well, okay. Let's make every effort to get in touch with them. Thank you, Mr. Nowotnik, Crawford Park.
I just have 2 points that I want to...
How did we do last year in terms of total revenue?
We did quite poorly.
Right. What did we end up with?
I don't have that number in front of me.
Okay.
I would say somewhere in the high 40s
Could you give us
versus 65,000 the prior year.
and how much?
Versus 65.
Yeah, 65.
High 40s versus
We've
65.
gone from like 90 to 60 to
Well,
45.
remember, we basically September, October, November, December, we have been suffering cancellations because of we just can't keep events going on at the mansion.
Why?
Because we don't have any gas.
Right.
We don't have any heat.
No, but I mean, okay, apart from that, though, I mean, if we can, does anybody on the board want to work on this?
Well,
Because we went into this draconian system where, if you have a good time, you'll be fine.
no.
I'm joking, but I'm just saying. But we went.
Yes, we did raise the price.
But we went from 90,000 to 60 to 50, right? And we were. There's a.
We also
Go do it.
we also did. There was a couple different dynamics that happened here. Okay, we went from higher revenues, and with the higher revenues, we had more complaints. So we weren't being a good neighbor, and we also went to higher expenses. So by limiting the amount of use, making it more of a passive park, and maybe it's not used as much as a catering hall or a commercial facility, it made us a better neighbor. The complaints are down low. I used to get the phone calls. As soon as I got the phone call from somebody at Rye Brook, I was on the phone with Bishop. And I said, Bishop, pull that police report from Rye Brook. I want to know what happened. Am I right?
Yep.
And those, maybe there was one phone call like that this year.
Yeah, but they've almost fallen off.
They've fallen off. But our expenses, because you got to remember something, if the revenue is up, that means our expenses are up, because that means we have to hire people to run the events. So even though it's off 25,000, you show what the expenses would be if you brought in the 25,000. And it's not 25,000. Maybe it's 15. And you know something? I would say that this is a good standard. We can work from here if the board wants to be a little bit more lenient with the policy. And do something which we've discussed, the possibility of some changes. But I'm a firm believer that this is not a bad thing.
Okay. Could we just do a little analysis of it, though? Maybe Mr. Nowotnik,
Sure.
could you, just where we've gone, and I'm not disagreeing with you.
Okay.
I think you may very well be right, but let's just, in other words, if it costs us $50,000 for more Peaceful Park, then maybe it's worth $50,000 for more, but let's take a look at that.
We'll get you something on that. I did, the resolution that you passed today on the gas line scenario, I just wanted to share with the board. What we're looking at is the typical timeline for Con Ed will be about 2 weeks. So our plan is to get Con Ed the permit tomorrow morning, and we're hoping to have the gas line activated within 2-week time period.
Perfect.
Let's see if I'm right on that.
Good.
The only other thing I want to bring to your attention is during this time, while Crawford Park has been more or less closed, what we have had is we have had Zika and his people working under our agreement, relocating the historic files to the second floor, where we were going to, in effect, re-implement the historical file library in the rooms on the second floor. We're about two-thirds finished.
How many rooms are you taking up?
We're hoping to keep it to one, but we don't think so. We're going to take.
But I want to. I still haven't gotten my report on the fire escape, and in 2014 I will get that report, and I want to make those rooms available to the public. So I want to be very careful about how much space you take up. I want that to come to the board before we go beyond one room.
Our plan is to only have one room there for the historic files.
Right.
However, we're still in the process of moving.
I understand.
Them. Okay.
Great. Thank you so much.
Bishop, while you're there, I think I'd just give the quick update on the documents for 222.
Okay. As far as the new space at 222, the bid documents were issued yesterday. Publicized. I think, if Hope can correct me, I think we had 4 companies come in to actually pick up bid packages already as of today.
Yes.
Was it
Well,
4
actually
or 3?
3, and the other company sending a FedEx to pick it up.
Oh, okay. So we've got 3 that have been picked up and 1 more interested. We expect that there'll be a few more. Friday at 10 o'clock, we have a pre-bid meeting scheduled at 222. That's where all the potential contractors can kind of walk through the job, see if they're interested or not. And the architect will be there. Beyond that, right now I have 4 telephone proposals on my desk. We're trying to evaluate them. We hope to have a resolution for you for your next meeting in terms of how we're going to deal with phone service.
What's the deadline to submit the bid proposals?
Hope, do you have a copy?
More or less.
I don't have an.
I think they're given 3 weeks. The bid docs are about 3 inches thick. I mean, you're talking a lot of material there. And we do anticipate that we're going to be on schedule. As of right now, there is nothing in our way that says we're not going to be in there in early May, pretty much as we had originally scheduled.
Great. Excellent. Thanks so much. So, let's make... Tonight, Attorney Noto will never forgive you if you don't get in there for May. Okay, Mr. DeCresenzo. Superintendent Highways.
Always save the best for last, right?
There you go.
I'm sure you all received the report. I don't know if you have any questions before I...
Not really. It looks like the Jefferson Avenue Bridge is moving along nicely.
Moving along nicely, but, with all the problems they had with the sewer lines, by the time they got the prefab sections installed, the asphalt factories were closed. So now we have to wait for the asphalt plants to reopen so they can grade and pave the bridge approaches. But while we're waiting for that, the utilities are installing the gas and the water and everything underneath the bridge. So hopefully we'll have it opened in April, if everything goes as planned.
Wonderful.
John, can you provide us with an accounting for the finances?
There was a whole packet that came through from the Village of Mamaroneck. I think, Bishop, do we have copies of that on hand?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
I mean, to date, we've spent, if you will, we've paid about $1.4 million.
Right, but I just want to see where we are overall.
Okay. I'll get together with Bishop and we'll make sure you get those numbers by the next meeting.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks so much, Mr. DeCresenzo.
Okay.
Now I've saved one of my favorite appointments for the end, and that is the appointment of deputy supervisor. We're going to talk, I'll make a presentation a little bit about some of the successes we've had here in the town of Rye. And none of those successes would have been possible without the very hard work, dedicated work, determined work of Deputy Supervisor Bill Villanova. Bill really started working for the town 2 years before we came on board. He's worked tirelessly on behalf of the constituents of the town. He's been a tremendous source of support to me, a real visionary, a real good thinker, a real businessman, and taking that business ethic, ethos, and drive to the town to make it better. So I'd like to appoint Bill Villanova once again, Deputy Town Supervisor. Bill, I can't thank you enough for everything you do. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Nardi, now we're going to go to comments from council people. Did you have any comments you want to make in your first meeting?
I'm just glad to be on the board and looking forward to the next 4 years.
There you go. Thank you so much. Thanks for being welcome on board. Thank you so much. Councilman Nioras?
I just want to welcome Tom Nardi to the board. Welcome, Tom, and hope everyone at home stays nice and warm in these very cold days.
Thank you so much. Deputy Supervisor Villanova?
Yes, just thank the supervisor for that appointment, and I look forward to working in that capacity over the next year or 2 years. I want to thank the staff and the appointed members of the town that we just reappointed tonight. They do work incredibly hard, and believe it or not, all that hard work is not always compensated. There's a lot of pro bono work, a lot of volunteerism. When Bill Clinton was president, they did volunteerism in America because it dropped off. And it's something that we definitely have in the town of Rye. We have great volunteers, and we talk about what represents America, but you have communities like Port Chester, Rybrook, and the village of Mamaroneck, awesome volunteer communities, and I think that's a great representation. Other than that, I want to welcome Tom aboard. We're going to have a lot of fun, and Tom's a good guy, and it's always great to know people outside of the town, outside of this capacity, and know Tom a long time, and I think it's going to be a great time on the board with him. So other than that, that's all.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Arcaro, do I have a presentation?
If you'd like.
Yeah, I'd like. You all thought they were getting off easy tonight, but I won't be here. I won't be here next month, and so I did want to go through the goals for the town of Rye for 2014, and I want to talk a little bit about where we've come from. So I'm going to, Mr. This is Mr. Noto. This is his favorite part of the meetings. He really.
He gets to sit back.
But actually, I have to say, we're running some numbers, and as we kick off our 2014 goals, I wanted to talk a little bit. Tom, can you see okay? What? One more?
Yeah.
Is that better?
I'm sorry.
Does that help? Okay. Oh, you want to see me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll just go quickly. I think Mr. Noto's going to be surprised at some of the achievements looked at in perspective. So anyway, as we head into the year 2000, I'll go through this quickly, and we'll put it on our website, but there's some interesting things. Okay. Now, we took over in January 2008. This is what we've done in terms of actual expenditures in this year's budget. We're at 3.4, but Mr. Nowotnik assures me we won't be spending that much, so we reduced expenditures. Now, okay, we've been in office for 6 years. How do we compare that? Well, if we compare it with inflation, right? Inflation, just take the inflation rate from here to there, you can see that we've done a nice job, a significant reduction in expenditures. Now, what's this line? Well, the previous administration, the previous 4 years have been increasing expenditures at 6.8%. So if you take their expenditures and you increase them at 6.8%, they would have been at $6.4 million rather than the $3.4 million where we are. Almost double the expenditures if things hadn't changed here. I call this the good government premium. And this is why it's important across the board. After you buy your home, the most important decision you make is who you put in office. Now, okay, this is the other